everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with episode 6 of the Simplicity series that I started. I bet y'all forgot or thought I forgot about this. Never! So, scissors, 6x6 paper pad this time. That's what we're going to use. Now, I would add, when it comes to the Simplicity series, there probably are a few things that you can add. Again, not getting into tons of inks, not getting into all of that, but a paper trimmer. Now, I am a fan of the Tim Holtz Tonic Guillotine, the small one, and I'm also a fan of the Fiskars 9-inch with the blade. And really the only reason why I use this one is when I do a small sentiment and I want to trim it down. So that's really the only reason why I got it on a great deal, so that's why I have that. So I would add, if you don't already have a paper trimmer, I would look at getting it one, just to add for the simplicity of making cards. You don't need it, but I kind of recommend it. So I'll link some down below if you want to hunt around. So I'm paging through this paper pad. Of course, I got it from Michael's. It's a Recollections paper pad, and it's called Backyard Table, and it is a 6x6, and there's 24 sheets in there. So I chose a couple of the papers. So you can see the one with the pretty florals. They have some real pretty gold embossed papers, pretty shades of purples and teals. I like the way that looks. So I am using my scissors with the long blade. When you're cutting things out like this, having a long bladed set of scissors will dramatically help you cut in a straight line. Because again, we want to move the paper. So you can see I cut that one piece out, no time at all. I'm going to save the scraps, of course. Here's the next one that I'm going to cut. And you can just see I'm using one slice, let's call it, with the scissors. I am a fan of the Tim Holtz. You all know I'm a fan of Tim Holtz. Okay? All right. So I own everything of him practically. But these scissors are really great. They are strong. They are durable. If they do get gummed up, which takes a lot for it to get gummed up, they're easily able to be cleaned because they do have the non-stick surface on them. So these are the couple sentiments that I've cut out from the paper pad. And of course, this paper pad, as you saw, did come with a couple sheets of sentiments. So sometimes when you have that, you don't have to worry about stamp sets and ink. You can use what's actually in the paper pad. So I just wanted to choose one more paper that I thought would accent this really well. And again, now I'm not using a paper trimmer. I'm actually using just the sentiment on top of the accent paper that I'm using, and I put it in place and I cut around it. So that's how I got my border. Same thing with this design as well, because we're going to create 2 cards here. And I did not edit this video. So I did speed it up. So this video is technically about 18 minutes long in regular speed, but you're actually going to see how long it'll take to create 2 cards with one paper pad and a pair of scissors. I'm going to do the same thing with this sentiment because I really like the accent of the gold foil on the paper. Some of it's in gold, some of it's in a rose gold. So it's really pretty. This is beautiful on its own, and it created its own border. So here you can see I'm going to use my guillotine. So I just want to show the different ways that you can cut. I have had this guillotine cutter for about 2 years now, and it just keeps sharpening itself. So it's wonderful. I cut that panel down to be 4 inches by 5 1/4. And that's going to go right on top of my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding card base. I'm going to use my tape runner, and I'm just going to apply some adhesive on the back to adhere that onto my card base. I am very generous with when I use my tape runners. So you don't have to use as much as I do. And now you're going to watch me clean off my mat because it just drives me crazy. So you can see I did not edit the video. So you can see I'm looking for something here. But this is what we do when we create. So let's show you that process. Everything is not perfect, and with a snap of a finger, as you hear me snap my finger. For the sentiment, I'm going to use some foam squares, and I'm going to prop that up onto the design accent piece that I cut for that. And we're just going to center that right on top of that pattern paper. So it just simply says smile, because that's what we need to do. Smiles are awesome. They relieve tension. I'm going to set that right above the row of flowers, make sure it's straight, and that is our first card. So for our second card, I cut this strip, and this strip is cut about 1 1/4 inches wide, and I left it its full length of 6 inches. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but I'm going to add some of my tape runner to that, and I'm going to set that down onto the left-hand side, just eyeballing it. Again, I could have used the grid mat on my table here, but you know, we have eyes, we can see it, and I just trimmed off the edge. And there are some gold flecks that go up that banner. I'm going to directly adhere my sentiment down onto my accent pattern paper for this sentiment, and then prop both of those up together, where the other one I propped up the sentiment, not the pattern paper. So you can go either way. It'll give you a different effect each time. So I'm looking where I want to place that, but I also remember cut the butterflies because I am a butterfly and a feather girl. And I'm going to put some tape runner behind that, and I'm going to set that in place, and that's just going to pop up out from underneath the sentiment. So we've got different layers, we've got textures going on this card, and again, can't stress enough, scissors, pattern paper, we all have a collection of pattern paper. Mine's a little obsessive. Well, it's definitely obsessive. And these are the 2 cards that we created. Very simple, but still very elegant. They're very quick to make if you need to send something real quick to someone, just to say hello or to let them smile. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you continue to enjoy this series. It will continue. I will never stop this series. I think it's a lot of fun. But we are going to add just a few things that you would need to stay simple, okay? Staying simple, simplicity. It's very key. It helps you. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. The products that I used will be listed down below. I will try to get the pattern paper in there. I don't know if they have them online, but we'll give it a shot. If you have any questions or comments, please, I encourage you to leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everyone's having a great day, and always remember, be creative.